October 1942. Stalag Luft III, Sagan, Germany. Midnight. The temperature is minus 15 degrees Celsius. Snow covers the ground like a white shroud. Flight Lieutenant Jimmy Harper, 26-year-old RAF Spitfire pilot from Manchester, England, lies on his bunk in Hut 104, eyes open, heart pounding. His breath fogs in the dim light of a single bulb. Beneath the thin blanket, his fingers trace the outline of a forged identity card, a homemade compass, and a small map drawn on silk. He has been a prisoner for 9 months, shot down over France in January 1942, interrogated, marched, locked behind triple barbed wire, guard dogs, and watchtowers with machine guns. But Jimmy has a secret. He refuses to stay caged. Tonight is the night. He slips out of his bunk. The hut is silent, except for soft snores and the occasional cough. His escape partner, Flight Sergeant Tom Reynolds, waits near the stove, small, wiry, eyes sharp. They move like ghosts. The tunnel is ready, dug for months under the cover of fake choir practice and theater rehearsals, 50 meters long, 2 feet high, 2 feet wide, shored with bedboards stolen from bunks, air pumped by hand through a pipe disguised as a stove chimney. The exit is hidden under a heating stove in a disused hut outside the wire. They crawl. The tunnel is damp, claustrophobic. Sand falls on their faces. The air is thin. Jimmy pushes forward, elbows raw, knees bleeding. Tom follows, whispering directions. At the end, they break through. Fresh snow, forest beyond. They emerge into the night, hearts hammering. They run. The escape is on, but the Germans are waiting. Sirens wail, dogs bark, searchlights sweep the snow. Footprints betray them. They are spotted within hours. Captured again, beaten, solitary confinement, back to the camp. But Jimmy is not finished. He plans again. This time, it will be different. This is the incredible true story of a man who escaped from a German POW camp twice. Not once, twice. Each time risking death, each time refusing to accept captivity. He will escape again. And this time, he will make it home. March 1943, Stalag Luft III. The Great Escape is still months away, but Jimmy Harper is already planning his second attempt. The first escape taught him everything. The Germans are thorough, the dogs are relentless, the snow betrays footprints, and solitary confinement is hell. But it also taught him something more important: patience. He spends the winter months building alliances. He recruits 3 other men: Flight Lieutenant Robert Bob Langford, a navigator from London, expert in forging documents; Pilot Officer Dave Sinclair, a Canadian wireless operator, master of disguises; Sergeant William Bill Thompson, an Australian rear gunner, small and agile, perfect for tight spaces. They meet at night under the cover of theater rehearsals. The Germans love the theater. It keeps prisoners occupied. They use the noise of rehearsals to mask digging, the costumes to hide tools, the makeup to practice disguises. This time, the plan is different. No long tunnel, too risky after the first failure. Instead, a bold daylight escape. They forge civilian papers, work permits, travel passes, ration cards. Bob uses stolen ink and tracing paper. Dave steals a German uniform from the laundry. Bill crafts fake boots from cardboard and paint. The escape date? April 12, 1943. The method? Impersonate German guards. At 1400 hours, during the afternoon appel, roll call, Jimmy and Dave dress as guards, overcoats, caps, fake rifles made from wood and painted. Bob and Bill pose as civilian workers, carrying toolboxes. They walk calmly to the main gate. Jimmy salutes the sentry, speaks perfect German, learned from a camp interpreter. Inspection detail for the outer fence, orders from Hauptmann Mueller. The sentry hesitates, checks papers. The forged stamps look real. He waves them through. They are outside the wire. They walk, not run. Walk like they belong. The forest is 2 kilometers away. They reach it. They change clothes. Civilians now. They head west, toward the Czech border. They travel at night, hide by day. They steal food from farms. They avoid roads. For 9 days they move. They cross rivers. They dodge patrols. They sleep in barns, in ditches, under pine trees. On the 10th day, near the border, they are stopped by a German patrol. The officer asks for papers. Bob hands them over. The officer studies them, then smiles. Very good forgery, but the date is wrong. The stamp is from last month. They're arrested. Back to Stalag Luft III, solitary again. 30 days in the cooler, cold, dark, bread and water. But Jimmy smiles in the darkness. He is still alive. He will try again. March 24, 1944. Stalag Luft III. The night is moonless, snow still on the ground, temperature -10 degrees Celsius. Flight Lieutenant Jimmy Harper, now hardened by 2 failed escapes, stands in Hut 104 with 75 other men. The Great Escape is ready. 3 tunnels: Tom, Dick, and Harry. Harry is chosen. 104 meters long, 30 feet deep, exit hidden in the woods outside the wire. Jimmy is number 76 in line. He waits in the tunnel entrance, dressed as a civilian worker, overcoat, fake fur hat, forged papers in his pocket. His heart pounds. This time, the plan is massive. 250 men prepared. The Germans suspect nothing. The escape begins at 2100 hours. Men crawl through Harry, slow, silent, one at a time. The tunnel is narrow, air thin. Some panic in the dark, some turn back. Jimmy waits his turn, sweating despite the cold. At 2200, his number is called. He enters the tunnel. He crawls on his belly, elbows raw, knees bleeding. Sand falls in his eyes. The air pump fails intermittently. Men gasp, claustrophobia rising. He pushes forward. After 30 minutes, he reaches the exit shaft. A man ahead climbs the ladder. Jimmy follows. He emerges into the forest. Snow, pine trees, freedom. He runs low through the trees, meets his partner, Flight Sergeant Tom Reynolds. They have civilian clothes, food, maps, compass. They head south toward the Czech border. Behind them, the escape continues. 76 men make it out before a guard discovers the tunnel at 0500. The alarm sounds, dogs bark, searchlights sweep. The remaining 50 are caught in the tunnel. But Jimmy and Tom are free. They travel by night, hide by day. They steal bicycles. They bribe farmers for food. They cross the border into Czechoslovakia. They meet Czech resistance fighters who hide them, give them clothes, false papers. They reach Prague. They hide in safe houses. The resistance arranges for them to cross into Switzerland. On May 12, 1944, after 49 days on the run, Jimmy and Tom cross the border into neutral Switzerland. They are free. They are taken to the British legation. They are debriefed. They are given new uniforms. They are flown back to England. Jimmy lands at RAF Northolt. His mother waits at the gate. She runs to him, weeping. He holds her, tears in his own eyes. He has escaped twice, but the third time, the Great Escape, he made it home. Of the 76 who escaped that night, 73 were recaptured. 50 were executed on Hitler's direct order. The Great Escape became legend and tragedy. But Jimmy Harper survived. He lived to tell the story. He lived to fly again. He lived to see the war end. He never forgot the men who died. This is the incredible true story of a man who refused to stay caged, who escaped from a German POW camp twice and then joined the most famous escape of the war. A story of courage, patience, brotherhood, and the unbreakable will to be free.